Thung thu saf u so wa gd hakorp Thung thu saf u so wa gd hakorp Thung thu saf u so get hakorp. So that would be the chant and the symbol of the eclipse. So we can start out, as far as a message we can attach to the eclipse, with a sort of Mayan astrology sort of thing with the tarot, which is segments of time less than astronomical arrangements interpreted are given meaning, right? The Three of Cups is the Decan card. The fulfillment of the will of love in the abundance of spiritual fertility. Prince of Cups, secret and manipulative, ability unharnessed by ordinary consciousness. Secretive and manipulative. The Tower, the vortex formerly seen in the construction. The Lovers, all is sacred. If we go beyond desire and intelligence, dissolve and resolve. The Ion, formerly called the Judgment, changing of the magical guard, in a non-abrogated system of judgment. The different prophetic ages, or whatever you want to call them, certainly do not have to be in conflict with each other. It is the professional priest and just degradation of these traditions that has resulted in some of those conflicts. Princess of Wands, drama queen. A drama queen sacrificed to the cause in their own self-assurance. The Ace of Wands, the solar hand of the source of will, are the representative of the minor arcana, the 56 cards, as it would be. The trumps are 22 standard. So, just like the 7 cards that can be said to be for any day, obviously you got the season card being fire, and the prince and the ace would also be, of course, in whatever element the seasonal card is. You got the month card and the day card. And coinciding with the month card is the the prince, queen, or king of the suit that also applies to that month. We have mutable water, and the Three of Cups is where that starts. Abundance is the standard basic meaning of that one. But here we go on to astronomical alignments and some meanings that we can put in them. I'm not saying with any of these, this happens because this isn't this. And I'm trying to connect a message to this that's not determinative per se. That's, symbolically working with something is not the same as divinizing these things. Treating them as divine messages. So the sun, 10 degrees and 35 minutes in Gemini, working together towards manifesting their potential. And, I'm not the best at being so vague that somebody's going to say, oh, it's always going to be true. But I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm not trying to declare the unseen because I've looked at arrangements. I am showing you something about my psychology because I have thought about these things. And I guess some of it might be personal, but Mercury is 3 degrees and 23 minutes in, there's only 30 degrees per division. So, of Cancer. Underlying message, our multi-layered expression. Venus, 28 degrees and 56 minutes in Taurus. So, the beauty of spiritual experience. And there's psychic experience. I'm not downplaying that. There's physical experience. I'm not downplaying that. But some of the things that until you experience them, or until you experience them even in a spiritual context, you're not going to know what it's like. And some of it goes beyond, right? You have the same experience that one time in the hospital, they gave you a little more painkiller than you needed, and you utter bliss and you just pass out, but you're stuck in that bliss, and it's not like you're being forced. Seriously, when you're medicated and whatnot to the point of feeling something good, it's like it's forcing your body to do that, but it's completely natural. Although it can be awkward, the feelings in your nose and your ear and stuff like this that you try to get beyond, but in your techniques. But anyways, so the waning moon is 10 degrees Gemini and 35 minutes. Considering the risks of battle. And the Earth sign is 10 degrees and 35 minutes in Sagittarius. Tempered by practicality. The north mode of the moon is 17 degrees and 32 minutes in Gemini. Past partnerships and covenants. And the south mode is 36 degrees and 15 minutes in Sagittarius. Future pursuits and unions. Mars is 0 degrees and 28 minutes in Cancer. Or it will be during the time of the eclipse, which is shown, it's a South Pacific solar eclipse, and it's a Ring of Fire eclipse. So I think that's why it's a longer eclipse. So 0 degrees, 28 minutes in Cancer for Mars would be avoiding war or containing the passions. Tie that back to the Lover's card message that I put there, right? Jupiter, 16 degrees and 46 minutes in Scorpio. Meditation on death, or changing the rituals, or medicine. Now, I saw a post, and people need to stop doing that. Stop, you're a normal woman. Okay, maybe you're not, but you're like so many women that it can't be possibly mental illness that you need to drug yourself for, particularly whenever the moon's really small, or where the moon looks full. They're like either having a manic episode or a depressive episode, and they need to take drugs, and it's like, you need to change away from that. Some rituals are based on obsolete myths, that we know aren't literally true, and you gotta change to be in accord with physical fact, right? Sometimes it's changing from some made-up thing, which could be sound in itself, to something revealed or even inspired or even revealed. Saturn, 17 degrees and 43 minutes in Sagittarius. Entrainment or limited harmony, which are different, by the way. And you see kids do this more too. You see kids, they group together, they move and they talk and whatnot in patterns when they interact with each other. And so much better than adults, they will merge and go forth as one in the same, because you'll have a couple kids, a kid leads the world, and then you have a couple kids that are following the same pattern and moving around or something, and then you'll have a dozen kids circling the room and all that sort of stuff. It's interesting, anyways. So Uranus, 5 degrees and 55 minutes in Aries. Liberal rule, extended vision of wildness. Now, by liberal, conservative, reform, fundamentalist, I don't per se mean any particular type of, it's not a list of what they believe, it's how they believe. And a liberal rule would be to allow things in that context, either out of personal taste or out of, this seems popular enough, I should let the people have what they want. So, untempered sort of way. Holding to some values, you don't know what they're going to hold to, but a reformist would be more deliberate. They're saying, well, I don't believe in the system, I'm going to change it. Or I believe in the system so much that I can change it how I please and act like it's the same thing. So they act like a fundamentalist or conservative, but they're really only keeping to the spirit of the law. But people have their choices. Extended vision of wildness. But we're at a time where we need to get in touch with our natural human being, right? Because we've artificially cut ourselves off, or we've artificially imposed things that are not part of that. Neptune, 18 degrees and 39 minutes in Sagittarius. Conservative mystic, bound by influences. Again, the interpretations of others have set forth not the revelation and the inspiration itself, but the interpretation of that by people has limited where the mystic is going to go and what they're going to do. And other influences can definitely set limits. And admitting those limits can be one of the greatest secrets to happiness we can possibly have, right? Pluto, 28 degrees and 8 minutes in Sagittarius. Rhythm beyond regular perception. A lot of people don't even notice the rhythm in song. It's like pop songs. They're like 5 beats. I mean, literally, almost every pop song has one of 5 beats in it. It's like, but most people don't even recognize something as simple as that, or they don't recognize, or they can't separate the instruments from each other, or there can be flows of patterns in languages and spiritual texts and stuff, but until it's pointed out to them, it's like they have no idea, or sound in nature, all sorts of things. Rhythm beyond regular perception, or branching from what is known in life. Isn't that what religion is all about? Is that there's claims upon the physical world, and if it's what you know, then you kind of connect it to the claims about what you don't know, and therefore have faith because of that, not just belief, but so that would be Pluto. But Ceres, is that between Mars and Jupiter? So 1 degree and 10 minutes in Scorpio. Mastering change or nurturing those who mourn. And to spell out the chant again, let's remember XG, second vibration, FU, third vibration, SF, fourth vibration, U, fifth vibration, SO, sixth vibration, UA, seventh vibration, GT, 8th vibration, HKORP, which is the word for eclipse, by the way, and the 9th vibration, N. And so, fitting enough, well, we're not going to do the others in order from the sun, but so Chiron, 5 degrees and 57 minutes in Pisces. And so heals by sensitivity, hurt most in obscurity, and also by obscurity in terms of others weren't there to witness it. I figure that's a very common thing, no matter how a person was hurt. That tends to be something mentioned more than seen. And a lot of this stuff about Me Too and all that, it's not that people go about, oh, it happened to me, like they're bragging about it almost. It's addressing the evil and trying to prevent it, not saying, oh, look at how much there's evil or whatever. So we have Eris, 24 degrees and 15 minutes in Pisces. So 2 in Pisces there. Clear-minded in the chaos of the claims of religion. And that's something I address on my channel. That's what I'm trying to help you produce with the yoga series, with whatever I'm trying to do, is trying to bring out some clarity in one way or another. Yes, the artistic stuff is sometimes not clear language, but it gets through in another way. I've heard that. I don't confuse everybody with everything. And certainly claims of religion. What's the difference between religion and the claims of religion, right? Lilith, 19 degrees and 1 minute in Capricorn, the beginnings of a meager domain. And, if you do have a domain, be satisfied with what you got. But a humble beginning. A humble physical beginning could also be said to be that thing. It doesn't mean that a person's limited in wealth, as much as a person may think. Verix, is that how you say Verix? 14 degrees and 48 minutes in Taurus. A chief priest directs their fate. Yeah, that's the difference between priestcraft and, just a symbolic reading. I'm just giving a symbolic reading. I'm not saying this is your fate. I'm not, I'm not saying that, I'm not claiming anything. I have unseen knowledge because I've thought of symbolic interpretations. Unseen, I've given knowledge of my own psyche, maybe, but, an officiating priest signals their fortune. Who is in charge of the rituals is a sign of what's going to happen with the congregation sometimes. Vesta, 9 degrees and 6 minutes in Aries. Rejection of the ruler or the government. America can't really decide, right? Either the whole of the government that's basically voting for something is what they reject, or they're rejecting how the president may differ from that. And this has a lot wider stance. You can be totally for America and be against the government per se, but that doesn't mean you're like a terrorist or something like that. Well, just being against a government isn't exactly what a terrorist is. That's not really a fair definition. But okay, so Fortuna, 4 degrees and 5 minutes in Libra. So balance of luck. Pallas, 13 degrees and 53 minutes in Virgo. And so we have the diamond on the cross, and we have a triangle on the cross. So we have 2 different symbols for that. We have pure skill and recognizes purity. And again, with Juno, we have two different variations of the symbol. We have a 6-pointed star over a cross, so forming sort of an 8-pointed star with a sound cross there, sort of like a wand holding thing, but 5 degrees and 36 minutes in Cancer. And we also have that circle with so retreating for the sake of women, inversion of feminine belongings. So that could be referring to some sort of transsexual. There's not really, as much as it's tolerance sort of news, I'm not really seeing anything terribly newsworthy that they're particularly drawing that about. But it could just be, somebody who involves themselves with things that women will own. So again, these are messages that you can personally try to live out or see what they're doing in your life. Just like my other poems, it's, I'm just trying to come up with some message. So Eros, 24 degrees and 29 minutes in Leo, validation seeking. So let's show you in detail the chart before I close. And Kthug, Vu, Suf, U, Su, Uwa, Gut, Hakorp. Oh. See the dot, triangle around it, circle around it, a triangle going the other way but kind of curved in on each of the 3 sides, and from the corner to the circle we have an arrow going out, and orange. As you see, orange is the proper color for this, and glow in the dark is a nice addition, but let's close here. Sorry. Kazang fu suf u su wangat hakorp n kazang fu suf u su wangat hakorp n kazang fu suf u su wangat hakorp n Kthang fu suf u su wa get korp n kthang fu suf u su wa get hakorp n kthang fu suf u su wa get hakorp n kthang fu suf u su wa get hakorp n kthang fu suf u su wa get hakorp n kthang fu suf u su wa get hakorp n. And so what meaning do you put for the eclipse? And oh yeah, by the way, I will try to do a live broadcast. I have put out some requests, and let's see what is going to come of that. But if I get somebody to join me in a ritual, this is going to be what's coming through.